Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna be honest. I did not expect Ghost of Yotei to become my favorite game I played in the last year. Since I played Ghost of Yotei, I played Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, Saros, Romeo is a Dead Man, Mouse Beyond for Hire, Crimson Desert, and so on, bro. And every single game I just named to y'all, bro, I love all of those games. All those games are peak. You have to play them. But after finishing Ghost of Yotei, which was last year, November, it is now August of 2026, and I still cannot stop thinking about how good of a first playthrough that Ghost of Yotei playthrough was, bro. None of the games that I mentioned, even though I told you they are peak, you have to play them, have came close to that first playthrough when it came to Ghost of Yotei. Now, this is not a review, y'all. This is exactly what the title is, bro, which is me explaining as to why I think Ghost of Yotei is actually way better than a lot of people in the gaming community give it credit for, bro. Now, I understand a lot of people hear revenge story and instantly think that is generic. At first, I thought it was gonna be a generic revenge story as well, bro. But what makes Ghost of Yotei so special is that the revenge is not just happening to the main character. The entire open world in Ghost of Yotei feels affected by it. Every village you visit, every person you help, every side mission you do, you can see the damage that the Yotei 6 has caused people, bro. It made me feel like I was actually traveling through a country that had been changed by this conflict, bro. Not just checking quests off a map. And that's going to lead me to the point about the side missions. One thing I love about this game wholeheartedly, bro, is that the side missions never felt pointless. In a lot of other open world games, I'll do a side quest and forget about it like 5 minutes later. But in Ghost of Yotei, the side missions usually teach you something about the world, the people in the world, or the main conflicts. So even when you're not doing the main story, it still feels like you're moving through the narrative of the game, bro. Now let's talk about the combat, because this is where the game instantly grabbed me. The combat is easy to understand, but it keeps getting deeper the more you play. You start recognizing enemy patterns, timing your parries, changing stances, and approaching fights differently, bro. Every single duel feels earned. I never got tired of fighting enemies even into the late game. Now granted, that may not be the case for you if you were playing on any other easier difficulty besides hard or lethal. So this is my suggestion. If you really want the best version of this game, play it on lethal. It's one of the few difficulty modes that actually changes the whole entire feeling of the game. Enemies can die quickly, but you die quickly as well. You cannot just spam attacks. You have to pay attention, react, and play skillfully, bro. It almost feels a little Souls-like, but without becoming frustrating. I'm telling you, bro, it's lit as a bitch. I'm trying to tell y'all niggas. And don't even get me started on the boss fights, bro. They don't feel like random health bar fights. I'm telling you, bro. They feel like movie scenes and movie action sequences, bro. The camera, the music, the atmosphere, the way the fights are framed, it all makes each duel feel important. When I think back on this game, the boss fights are some of the first moments I remember, especially that Oni boss fight. That shit was lit. Now we're gonna move on to the open world though, and this might be the hardest thing to explain. Now hear me out. I know this sounds crazy, but Ghost of Yotei has the most beautiful open world I have played in years, bro. I'm gonna be honest, since 2020 going to 2025, nigga, Ghost of Yotei's open world is the most beautiful shit I've played in years, nigga. I'm just keeping it a buck. Now yes, I've played bigger worlds, bro. Crimson Desert is huge and impressive. God of War's semi-open world is pretty cool too. Batman's Wukong is pretty beautiful as well. I'll give him that. Spider-Man 2's open world, beautiful. But Ghost of Yotei's open world constantly pulled me away from my objectives, bro. I'd start riding towards a mission and end up exploring a shrine, helping a stranger, or finding a completely different side quest, bro. The world doesn't just look good, it makes you want to be in it. I also have to give credit to the DualSense support, bro. That shit was crazy, gang. The haptic feedback and adaptive triggers are some of the best I felt on the PS5 because I played Ghost of Yotei, bro. The sword swings, the bows, riding through the rain. You can actually feel the game in your hands, bro. And that adds a lot more immersion than I expected. Again, you know how I feel about this, bro. The drip in this game is ridiculous. Nigga, I ain't gonna lie, yo, the drip. Nigga, come on. You can get drippy as fuck in this game. I'm trying to tell y'all niggas, man. The armor sets drippy as hell. Them drones look incredible. The hats drippy as hell. They look incredible. The sword kits look drippy as hell, but it's just clean. Like, and the color options are just amazing. I'm telling y'all, bro. Like, by the end of the game, my samurai felt like my character, not just the default character the game gave me. And even the DLC for Ghost of Yotei Legends was fun, bro. Playing that shit for hours with my friends, that was a blast. I ain't gonna say any cap. Even though I didn't play it forever and it kind of died out, I still genuinely had a really good time with Ghost of Yotei Legends. And it gave me another reason to keep coming back after I already finished the story twice. Now look, I'm not saying Ghost of Yotei is the only great game recently, because if I'm being so for real, Resident Evil Requiem is right behind it for me. That shit was That, hey, Requiem was a banger, bro. But it's the only game that made me feel completely locked in from the beginning to the end. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of these games I played are straight bangers, but sometimes I do tune out a little bit from time to time, but I get snapped back into it. But Ghost of Yotei had me locked in from beginning to end. You gotta understand, everything of Ghost of Yotei mattered, bro. The story definitely mattered. The side missions mattered. The combat was hella fun. The bosses were memorable. I'm telling you, that Oni boss fight, man. Woo. Oni boss fight, that dragon and snake boss fight was tough too. And bro, the open world, most beautiful and most memorable open world I played in basically 5 years damn near. That combination is rare, bro. That's like a once in a lifetime type thing. So when people keep asking me, what's the best game you played in the last few years? My mind keeps going to Ghost of Yotei because it was a great game. And honestly, y'all, I think it deserves way more love than it gets, man. I think part of the reason why I got a lot of hate, again, a lot of people, oh, Slam, Ghost of Tsushima, the game overall was just better than Tsushima, bro. They did everything that Tsushima did, but better. Besides the narrative story, but the way the world just collided with the story, whoo! Telling y'all, it's heat. It's heat, man. So with that being said, y'all, if you played this game, let me know in the comments. Like, am I overrating this game? Or do you think Ghost of Yotei is one of the best PlayStation exclusives in the last few years, bro? My personal opinion, I think it is, man. Only thing that can maybe top it is Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? That shit probably gonna be a banger too, you know? But that's it now. But look, if you made it this far and you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, y'all boys. You know what I'm saying? More content like this on the way. I'll do more video game reviews like this too, you feel me? Like, I see we growing a lot, bro. I appreciate y'all, everybody who tapped in, you feel me? But stay tuned, y'all. I'm out of y'all for real.